And I'm like,
So
okay.
we gotta make sure he knows you're cool because it's Mike. He doesn't like surprises.
Yeah, Mike, Mike, and at that time, Mike was in a very different place than he is now.
Yeah.
He was very dark, man. There was like a dark cloud around Mike, and he was very fragile.
Yeah.
If you can believe that Iron Mike could be fragile, he was in a very fragile place, as we know.
Yeah, as we know, dude. I mean, I can
As
believe it.
titans of our game, to come out and be like delicate, like the slightest puff of wind is going to shatter us.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I finish up at the gym later that day, and I get this FaceTime, and Rob is there, and he's like, hey, Eben, I just want to introduce you to Mike. And he turns it to Mike, and Mike is in a cloud of smoke.
You just see those eyes come out of the cloud. Hey, what's that?
Yeah. He's like, hey, Eben. I'm like, hey, my brother. Stoked to help you put on this summit. It's going to be great. Don't worry about it. He's like, cool, man. Cool. And I was like, all right. And Rob's like, all right, Eb, I'll see ya. And
that's that.
I was like, okay. So I came in the next day, and it basically was like my interview with the company. And I said, this is what this conference is going to be. He had like a camera crew ready to go that I was like, this is what it's going to look like, how we're going to do it, how we're going to present it. We flew, I gave him a list of athletes and all their contact information. He flew them in, and I was like, these people are fucking legit. This is really cool, because I'd seen a lot of fucking posers and people kind of who talk a lot of shit and don't really do anything.
Yeah.
And that's another thing coming out of football. Like, we're used to ultimate professionalism.
Yeah.
Coming out of the NFL.
Producers. People who
produce. You have a meeting. You're there at that fucking time. You fucking grind out that meeting. You get it done. It's pointed. It's focused. You come out of that meeting. You go execute. You go take action. Take it to the next step. Like, in the real world in business, people are all over the fucking place.
And a lot of them are fucking full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about.
90% are full of shit, And so these guys were fucking the real deal. And they were like, yeah, boom, boom. And they were like, Eb, we want to pay you and donate to your organization. I was like, fuck, okay. And then they cut the checks, and I was like, they really are for real.
Yeah, once they cut the check, that's when that's when you're like, okay, all right, we can do this.
All right. So I put on this, I helped them put on this Cannabis Summit. It was the Tyson Holistic Summit. With a bunch of athletes. I moderated it, just talked about sort of the history and science of cannabis and how athletes could benefit from it, there were like 8 people there, and then a few doctors. And then one of the partners here is this guy, Charlie Lyons, who actually owned the Nuggets and the Avalanche and helped build the PepsiCo Center in Denver.
Wow.
And it's been really interesting talking to him about the difference between NBA ownership and the NFL ownership.
Oh, my God.
Where in the NBA, it's all about the players.
Yeah.
Those owners are like, whatever you guys need, we just want to be here to support you guys.
Yeah.
In the NFL, it's the complete fucking opposite.
It's the complete opposite.
It's like, you guys just don't make us look bad, and we won't fucking fire you.
We can't have the damn inmates running the prison.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. So I put on this summit. I met Mike the first time in person. I met Mike. He was, in this really dark place, but he fucking gave me a hug, and I was just like overcome by his humanity and his humility, and I was like, my God, you come in expecting a demigod, and you meet just a real live flesh and blood man.
Yeah.
And it's very humbling, and it's profound, and so basically Rob was like, Eb, I don't really know, because I could do everything. I'm a good connector. I'm like figuring out who the fuck I am in life after football still. You know, I'm good with people. I'm good with energy. You know, in football, I realized I was always kind of the energy leader.
Yeah.
You know, I was always the guy to like lift people up and get guys stoked about practice and the game and etc. And that's kind of who I am in life.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
only now it's like, let's get people stoked about living again, you know, because we're also trapped in technology that we're forgetting about the joys of just taking a deep breath and fucking connecting with your buddy. Like, dude, after that first phone call we had, I felt so uplifted, man, you know, to reconnect with one of my brothers and to have just a really, just probably the best conversation I've had in years with somebody that was just totally honest and open and inspiring and, you know, resonating and relieving and all of those things.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Rob is like, Eb, I don't know what you're going to do yet, but I want you to come here and I'll pay you. And I'll pay you as a consultant because I got a lot of cannabis business connections, you know, and I've done some of that, but eventually I was also doing a podcast because for whatever reason, I just always been called to it. In Jacksonville, I had this little night show on NPR where I got to put together like playlists of music and then did poetry readings and shit.
Yeah.
So I've always been called to radio or podcasts or just like using my voice. And I even remember thinking, I planted this seed, I think, way back when we were still playing, when I'd be in the locker room, be on all kinds of Adderall, throw it, have it, 5 minutes in Adderall, have it dip in, and just like have some of the best conversations in the history of the world in those locker rooms.
Dude, the locker room talk, you know, I talked about it in the video just a little bit, but locker room talk, man, there's nothing like the locker room. That's the one thing that I can say I miss more than the game was the locker room because of the connections and the conversations, and then the outlandishness of some of the antics. And the characters in the locker room. You know, you really get, and that's why there is no color and there is no race in team sports and in something like football, because that locker room is where the true souls of every man in that locker room will be seen at some point, because that's our sacred spot. That's our safe place. And all these men who are all macho and tough guys, we all become, you know, our true selves in the locker room, because there's no cameras, there's no coaches. It's just us, and it's just our own personalities with each other, and there's nothing like that, dude. That's for me. That's always been the one thing that I feel there's always going to be a little part that misses that.
Yeah, totally, man. If only we could all still get together and just do some other job.
I know, right? Some other job we can complain about. People don't know that we complained our asses off when we played football too.
God.
In the locker room, like, man, fuck, you telling me we got to go full pads again today?
I know.
Oh my God. Fucking hate football practice. We hate this.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I can't fucking move.
Yeah.
No, Eb, man, I really appreciate you coming on, man, and you know, I want to talk a little bit more about the cannabis stuff in the future. So I'd love to kind of make that a focus in a future interview or a future show if you want to.
I'm your huckleberry, bro. Anytime. We could do this once a week if you wanted.
Hey, we can do it weekly. We can do it, you know, as many times as you want. Like I said, you know, it's crazy. This, you know, in the 5 years that I've been out, going into this YouTube content creation, going into this kind of podcast mode and just talking and giving my perspective on football, giving my perspective on, you know, football news, on my own geek culture that I like to talk about, and the variable things that I speak on, dude, I haven't found as much joy in working to do something as I have in this since I've left football. So, you know, seeing that, you know, it's something that it just kind of allows me to be myself. It allows me to just use my personality and just use my own voice, like you said, to talk to people, whether, you know, it be about football, whether it be about just the lessons of life, you know, whether it be about the experiences we've had since we left ball and, you know, falling into dark places, you know, pulling yourself out. It's really been the, you know, as far as working goes, it's been the only thing that really I've really latched onto and had a lot of fun and had a lot of joy doing. And seeing you on Hotboxin with Tyson when I was literally in my first days of doing this, it was a huge inspiration for me to do it. It gave me that.
It's awesome.
It put me over the hump because I've been thinking about it for about 3 years, but I had so many things going on that I just couldn't do it. I couldn't really dedicate myself to it. And now, you know, I've you know, gotten out of the club business and I'm just strictly focused on, you know, doing things that don't require me to have to like invest a ton of money, run around every day, take a million phone calls from people and having to pull out more money to give to people to handle this or that. And, you know, it's really been a great experience, dude. So, I mean, you're a part of the inspiration to finally do it. But yeah, for everybody who is in the audience, Eben Britton, longtime brother, longtime teammate in Jacksonville, now the co-host of Hotboxin with Mike Tyson, CBD and cannabis advocate. You know, this guy is, you know, one of my great friends in the world, and it's been an amazing time reconnecting with them. This has been an amazing interview, amazing opportunity. Really, not even an interview, an amazing sit down and conversation with a brother. And you know, just really appreciate you coming on and spending your time and talking with me, bro.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate you having me, and I'm dead serious. I'll come on anytime. I'd love to keep the conversation going. We could probably talk all fucking day.
We could, dude. I know we could. I know we could. I got to edit this thing. I got to get it. I'm not even going to post it in one video. It's going to be parts. So
nice.
But yeah, definitely. Once again, an honor and a pleasure to have my brother Eben on. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit subscribe to the Observant Lineman. Subscribe to Hotboxin with Mike Tyson. You guys, that's y'all's official channel name, right?
Yeah, Hotboxin with Mike Tyson on YouTube, man.
Yeah. Everybody go and check out their videos. It's now on my normal recommendations. I've been watching a lot of the episodes. Watched the Jim Jones episode. Watched the Snoop Dogg episode. Watched the boxer. What's his name?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. I love that dude, man.
He's a maniac.
Watched his episode. So everybody make sure they check out Hotboxin with Mike Tyson. Subscribe to the Observant Lineman, Uche Nwaneri, and we will catch you guys on the next video. I appreciate it, Eben. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
We will see everybody again on the next episode. Peace.